Hi there YouTube, it's Dream Trains here. So in this video, I'm excited to finally be completing wave 1, I think. Very unclear what these waves are doing, of the brand new for 22 Thomas Wooden Railway. It's the one that everyone was asking me in the comments, when are you going to get? When are you going to get? For whatever reason, the store that I bought these from shipped this separately all on his lonesome, and it is, if you haven't figured it out already, the Thomas Wooden Railway Gordon. This is one of my most anticipated releases because it's one of the ones that's got the biggest changes from its old form, and it's one which, if you have gone back and watched my old channel, and I will link to the video down below of where I went through my classic Thomas Wooden Railway collection. Excuse the production value, it's like a 12-year-old video. Gordon was one of the few engines that I had that was one of the larger style engines. So I'm really excited to see how he compares. And obviously you can also look at the reviews of the Thomas Wood Gordon, of which I have both the painted and unpainted version. And links will be down in the description below if you want to watch those videos as well. So what are you waiting for? Let's do it. Okay, quickly, because there is a bit of relevant discussion about the packaging. This is obviously the packaging, which comes with its normal slide-out thing. Oh, Gordon looks so great. I'm excited. I'm going to turn him around. We can see, yep, we've got just the... I think, as what I've seen in the comments, it's like the first wave of packaging, which again, why is there two waves of packaging, Mattel? Like, what are you doing? Why does this, this is why these things are so expensive. Anyway, so this is the first wave of packaging. It doesn't have the perforation on the back, and it doesn't have the little cross-cell brochure inside, but it does have Gordon, and that's what we're all here to see. So that's enough about the packaging. Let's crack them open and take a look. All right, here is the Thomas Wooden Railway 2022 Gordon out of his packaging. Let's take a look first at the engine. Now I'm going to do the 360-degree spin, but the first thing I'm immediately noticing is that this Gordon feels quite hefty. Like, I picked this up and I'm like, wow, that's a lot of toy. Which is good. That's always a good feeling you want to have when you first open a toy. Despite the fact that both the bogies are plastic, so this is plastic and that's plastic, I do still feel like this is quite hefty. Now let's come and have a look at that really important feature of all Thomas toys, the face. I think this is a good Gordon face. I think his eyes are a little bit weird. I don't know if on mine, are they a bit misprinted? I think they might be, because if you have a look, you can see there's kind of an indent here. Very hard to show on camera, but there's like a bit of a shadow forming. We can see there's an indent where his eyes should be. And I think my Gordon's eyes are a little bit too far down. If we look at it from the side, I think that makes, yeah. So you can see on the side, see how it looks kind of like his eyes are printed on his cheek there? Yeah, that's a good view. You can see, I think his eyes are supposed to be higher up. So I think maybe I've got a factory defect? I'm not sure. I'm going to have a closer look at some other reviews of this item on YouTube to see if I have. What I can say though is that that aside, I think it's a decent face, ignoring the fact that it looks a little bit uncanny valley to me at the moment, but obviously, it is the sad face, or the kind of surprise face, and again, it's looking the same direction as all the other ones, so I'm really excited to think the reason that all the engines who are looking directions are looking to this side is so that they're looking towards the buyer on the packaging. But I'd love to know your thoughts down below. You can see here you've got buffer detailing. Unfortunately, mine has got a little weird mark on it, which, oh yeah, I've kind of rubbed it off, which is even weirder. I don't know what that was. It's a bit of a yikes. Coming around to the side, the first thing to note is Gordon is very big. He's got a far more accurate wheel arrangement than he ever has before. So we've got the 2 leading wheels, and then we've got the 3 driving wheels here. We've got the detailing on the side here with the cutouts for the splashes. We've also got this little bit of piston detailing here, which I think is interesting. Again, makes more sense than on some of the other engines, because particularly James, because it is placed correctly. This is kind of where Gordon's cylinder would be, and then these would come down here. So I think that looks all right. Firebox glow. Again, there's another weird white thing. Is that going to come off? It is. What is that stuff on there? Coming around to the top, you can see he's got a plastic dome, no whistle or anything like that, which is a bit unfortunate, but we do get the nice printing of the rivets and also the handrails. Yep, we got more of that there. Nothing on the back. Black on the top. As we've already kind of previewed the bottom, we've got plastic chassis. Gordon, the little cloud they're doing there. B1 and B2. Maybe this is the name of the different parts. I don't know. And you can see here that these swivel, so you should have no problems going around even the tight curves that are being used in this new Wooden Railway reboot. So now we come to Gordon's tender, which I think is almost more interesting than Gordon because it is quite large. It's his largest tender that he's had to date. You can see here that it's got the big kind of the gap that was also present on James's, but thankfully I think because Gordon's is longer, it looks slightly less weird. He's also got the middle wheel here, so he's got a more accurate wheel arrangement. Again, you can see the printing, not symmetrical. We've only got the handles on this side. I like the coal load on top. Gordon's tender. Yeah, again, we've got the base, which I think is, base made of plastic. It's just the top that's made of wood. But I think this is all right. This actually looks far less weird than James's, which I'm going to pull out for a comparison here. So you can see this is what James's tender look like. This is what Gordon's look like. And again, even though they've both got the smaller wheel size and they've both got that quite large gap, between the wheels and the actual body or the chassis itself, you can see here that it really does look so much better just because it's longer, so the proportions look less weird. So I think this one pulls off the short tender. James does not. We'll couple him together. Yeah, that's pretty nice, hey. It looks very big, it looks very impressive. Let's do a size comparison though to really see how big he is. I will pull out Thomas and see what that size comparison looks like. I think that's a pretty good size comparison. Obviously, you know, is it the same as the show? No, but it's much closer than it's been in previous years, so that is good. I think Percy's gonna look really good. Yeah, Percy looks great. As a size comparison, that is a great size comparison. I'm really happy with how that has turned out. Just bring that camera down so you can see that a bit better. And then, size comparison we've all been looking for, waiting for, is James. So you can see if I line the cabs up like that, they're lined up at the back. You can see James is quite a bit shorter, which is good. But, and I think this is the kicker, and this is why the James model is so weird. Do a comparison of their boilers. Gordon's boiler, it's big, correctly sized, it's in scale. James's tiny, doesn't look like it's in scale with the rest of the body. And I think that's why Gordon pulls off the big wheels and even this big black space here between his smaller wheels, because he's just got so much more body to him than this James does, which really doesn't look like it's in proportion. So Gordon only makes the James look even weirder, but we're going to get him out of the frame. It's not the James review, it's the Gordon review. So this is the Gordon. I am very, very happy with this one. I think it might be one of my favorites of the new Thomas Wooden Railway line. I think it looks really, really good. Nice size, feels very big and hefty, feels like it's value, remembering that it's the same price. It's in that big price bracket. What is that going to be in Australia? Unclear at this point. I've just seen listings for these engines being $26 Australian, so I imagine these will probably be $35, maybe even $40, which is going to be quite expensive. So I think whether or not this is going to be a good value to you is really going to depend on how much you want to collect these and what your budget kind of is and how much value you see in a wooden toy. But certainly if you are a wooden collector, I think this is a great representation of Gordon. I think it really does look the part. I really like how he looks. I'm just really hoping we get some nice express coaches to go along with him soon, which are in that nice long format, because he is going to look really silly pulling those short coaches that we saw from Thomas Wood. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, this one gets a big tick from me. I'm really curious to see if I do have some misprinted eyes there or if they're supposed to be like that. But otherwise, thanks for watching this review of the 2022 Thomas Wooden Railway Gordon. Looking forward to reading all your comments down below. Otherwise, that's all we've got time for. This is Extreme Train.